a couple things showing. So we have pig esophagus here, and this is the button battery lodged in a hot dog. So you can see the corrosiveness there.
Maybe you can tell us just the general problem that you're solving.
Yeah, of course. So essentially when kids swallow these batteries, they get lodged in their esophagus. And essentially what we want to do is discharge the battery so that it's no longer creating a live circuit in their esophagus and burning through that surrounding tissue. So kind of going into the testing, we ended up testing our device here on live pig esophagus, and we did pH strips to kind of test the alkalinity. And when you start to see blue on the pH strips, that means it's pretty alkaline, and you start to see that damage that you see in that picture. Now with our device, you can see a neutral pH strip, and you can see that there's a lot less, little to no damage there. So you can see here,
it immediately lowers the risk of.
It's a really effective demonstration.
That's kind of what happens when it's lodged in the esophagus. And you can really see that burning, and when we pull out this pH strip, you'll see it starts to get extremely red.
So that would be the inside of a child's esophagus.
Yep. And then the control here with no battery should be kind of that blue, that yellow green. And I just wanted to make sure to showcase So she obviously lost her heart stopped twice, but they actually transferred everything. And then we kind of have a demo of our device.
So what is this device?
So this device is our NG tube EsophaSaver. It basically has an NG tube that'll shorten NG tube, so it doesn't go all the way down into the stomach, and it'll go through the nose, stop at about 20 centimeters, be verified with an X-ray, and then the grasper, our device here, will go into the NG tube all the way down. And then once
Can you
it's
explain what an NG tube is?
a nasogastric tube.
Okay.
So nasogastric tubes are commonly used in the medical field. However, we want to use them for a different purpose. So we want to use them and repurpose them, make them kind of like an outer sheath for our device.
Okay.
So once you go in with the grasper and you kind of make it out of the NG tube, you'll make contact with the battery. As you can see, there's no battery detected. And then once it detects, sometimes it'll tell you to flip this switch. So this makes it so that no matter the orientation that the battery's in, whether it's in this way or this way, it can still be used. So once it's flipped, you see it starts to read the button battery. Then you can turn it on, and it'll start discharging.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can actively see the voltage dropping from this battery here.
Like I did my master's.
So you're depleting the energy of the battery.
Yep.
So what is that? What is the
But you guys are doing
the thesis behind that?
So essentially what makes the button battery dangerous is the actual circuit that's happening when the saliva connects both the cathode and the anode. The battery starts to run, you start to release OH ions, and this ends up damaging the surrounding tissue. And so here we thought if we just completely remove the circuit from the battery, we're able to kind of render it useless and make the battery dead, so that when in the common workflow, once they get to the children's hospital, they can go ahead and just get it removed, and there's no like residual damage, and if there is, it's little to none, and they can just wash it with acetic acid. And so
the corrosive reaction of the battery is what causes the most damage.
yes,
And that's what you're mitigating with this device.
yes.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
Wow. Tell me your name again.
Aurel.
Aurel. Pleasure. This was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.